Hey guys, welcome to episode 72 of Snowfix. Now we're in a bit of an odd location. We're in the airport in Canada. It's right at the end of the first leg of our tour and we're stuck. We're stuck in the airport. We've been here for hours and it's Christmas Eve and I've got my Christmas jumper on and we don't know if we're going to get to go home.
You do. You have your pretty Christmas jumper and he's bought so many presents out here in Toronto and we're stuck. We've been here nearly 10 hours now and it's actually the last 10 hours of a 55 journey of hell just trying to make it home on time for Christmas. But we have had, on the plus side, an amazing past 2 weeks and we kicked off this tour in style, so check it out.
Okay, so we're finally on the Jack Wills tour. We've just been dropped off at the top of the mountain in Whistler by the helicopter. I'm about to drop into the biggest line of my entire life. Actually, wait a sec, let's get back a few days. It starts earlier than this.
So we arrive at Heathrow bright and early. We're on time, which is actually pretty rare for me. We're under weight allowance. Everything's good, we're good to go. And then Jules arrives.
She was all out of boys, but I showed up that couldn't get on the flight. So I showed up at the airport and the boys were being checked in and then it was my turn and for some reason the woman's smile disappeared and she decided that I couldn't get on the flight that day because my passport looked like it'd been tampered with or it looked fake. So she didn't let me go, the boys flew off and I had to spend a whole day at the French consulate waiting to see whether they thought I was an emergency enough for me to get a passport on the same day. Thank God they did, but by the time I got my passport it was rush hour. I had to make my way all across London in my freaking pajamas. Spent the night on my sister's couch, made it to the airport on time the next day, and finally met up with the boys in Whistler 24 hours later.
So we get to Vancouver Airport, and these two massive SUVs waiting to take us to the hotel. And the next morning, we get up, have some breakfast, and then the producers have given us these challenges to do. They've clearly been watching way too much Top Gear.
Okay, so we're in Vancouver. We've just been given challenge number 1. We've got Matt here on camera 1, we've got Drew on camera 2. Let's have a look. Okay, so challenge 1. Today we are travelling to Whistler. There is a float plane ready to depart from the marina. However, there is only enough space in the plane for 2 people, 1 presenter and 1 cameraman.
Shotgun.
You can't just shotgun it. The
Me and Matt, yeah. Shotgun.
The rest of the team will travel up in the trucks. Those travelling in the plane may only use public transport to go to and from the plane. The last person to the chalet buys lunch.
So Matt and I are stuck in the middle of Vancouver. They've taken the SUVs, we can't take a taxi, and we don't know which bus to get. So we decided to start running. Now, I hate running. I don't do running. So by the time we got there, I thought I was going to be sick.
Yeah, with the lack of transport to and from the plane, I knew Charlie and Matty would just be running around in the rain, so I was actually pretty pleased that I got to go in the trucks. And the other thing is, Charlie has got a shit sense of direction. So I'm glad I'm not running around in this rain. How long will it take us to get up there to Whistler?
It should take us around about 2 hours to get up there.
And on the float plane?
On the float plane, around about 35 minutes.
But the thing is, if getting to and from the float plane, how long is that? What, are they going to get a bus?
Well, they're going to have to leg it down there.
So it should be quite tight.
It should be pretty tight, yes.
And we get the radio.
They take a lot of your money. Well, that's not funny. You're not worth it anymore.
Stopping for some lunch. I know what Charlie's like. He can't find his way home from London. He's been living there for about 20 years. So we're just going to stop for some lunch, take it easy. He's been having a gangster trip on my black sweet ride.
I'm fine, oh yeah, well I'm fine. Just leave me alone, just leave me alone. In the morning you will see.
So I was pretty relaxed, you know, we were making good time in the trucks, we got up to Whistler, I was pretty sure I was about to get myself a free lunch. Yeah, it's me buying lunch because I lost the snowplane one, but do you know what, I don't care, we're in Whistler now, we've got so many activities coming up, skidooing, dog sledding, heli skiing, partying with seasonaires, it's going to be epic, so I'm just going to crack on I guess. And then what shall I get them? Wait, Charlie's allergic to nuts.
So there you have it, the very beginning of our Jack Will's Seasonaire adventure. We're gonna have an episode of Snowfix out every 2 weeks this winter and a bit about our trip in every episode, right?
Yeah, exactly, all winter long. And do you know what, the trip itself hasn't finished yet. We're still stuck in Canada, so we've still got the European leg to do.
Yeah.
And you guys still can come along and play with us and party with us in the Alps. So all the details are on our site, snowfix.tv.
And keep up with our blogs and pictures on jwseasonairs.com. We update that as much as possible.
Now then, there's one man that hasn't been on the tour with us, but he is still going to be in the show.
He is not forgotten.
He's not forgotten.
No.
He's Johno Verity.
Yeah. And he entered a movie competition by the TSA called Mountain Stories, and guess what? He won.
He bloody won.
They started off in the shops. They really liked all the equipment there. Then they started heading up the mountain, and the first place they went to was the park.
Yeah, you can't really ride the park there anymore, so we're having to go and just ride backcountry again.
It's quite scary when they come up on you. And you try and defend yourself, but there's not much you can do.
Park rats, they're little pricks.
Cheerio shit. Yeah. JP Walker's shit. He's too old. It's no good anymore. Peter Lyne's shit.
I've got something on my mind for a long time. Never felt this way about anyone.
I don't know why they feel that they can come around and give you a hard time like they do.
Do a switchback, so 900 nose drop.
Don't leave me for anyone.
It's almost as if they go out looking for fights.
Nicholas Muller would have done a back seven at least.
It wasn't like I didn't start anything, but they just came over and just started causing trouble. And you try and defend yourself, but there's not much you can do.
I'm up here on my own with a camera, trying to land this new trick for me. It's a frontside 180 into switch front flip backside 180. Hopefully it looks like this.
Well, it wasn't a new trick, was it? It's been done before and it's shit. Matt Hammer's good though.
I was thinking, I was dreaming, this happened to me while this was going on. Really weird.